Good afternoon, meteorologist Nicholas Boso here. Now time for next weather here on our Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot to cover today, and I mean a lot going on. First of all, though, we're going to start with something a little lighter before we get on to the breaking news stuff here. This is going to be a little segment that meteorologist Matt Barentine did yesterday, and this is just kind of an interesting thing. A lot of things that we're talking about today. Of course, we were talking about the cold weather that is coming in tonight. A little update on the earthquake that happened in the West Coast as well that will bring to you. Also some rain chances next week. But Matt here is going to talk about our chances of having a white Christmas. Yes, so let's get right to it. Here's meteorologist Matt Barentine.
Hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Of course, at this time of year, I always get asked the question, is there any chance that we'll get a white Christmas? The answer is not really. I mean, it could be a once-in-a-generation type thing. I'll never say never, but it's very unlikely that we'll get a white Christmas this year or really any year. Now, first off, I need to give you the technical definition of a white Christmas. Just a few flakes in the air is not a white Christmas. You have to have 1 inch of snow on the ground on December 25th. And believe it or not, that's a lot harder to do than it might sound. So where can we go to find a white Christmas? Well, you have to go pretty far north. And you look at this map, and I know it gets really hard to kind of figure out exactly what percentages we're talking about. So I broke it down for you and kind of broke it out. And I thought about, hey, where can we actually drive to? Well, the closest spot that we could see some snow, or at least a chance, is going to be Mentone up in the northern part of the state near Valley Head, Fort Payne, elevation nearly 1,700 feet, about a 4% chance of seeing 1 inch of snow on the ground for a white Christmas. All right, well, if that's not a big enough chance for you, maybe you go a little farther to the north. Head up to Gatlinburg. That's about a 9-hour drive. It's a pretty long drive, but you get a little bit better chance of seeing 1 inch of snow on the ground, around 6%. Still fairly low, so maybe you drive a little farther. Let's go all the way to Boone, North Carolina, which is up over 3,000 feet in elevation. Now we're starting to get a decent chance, nearly 20%. That's still just 1 in 5. So where can you go for the best chance of a white Christmas in the southeast? Well, you got to go to the highest spot in the southeast, and that's going to be Mount Mitchell in North Carolina, elevation 6,684 feet. That will give you a 43% chance of having a white Christmas if that's where you head to. Now, keep in mind, this is for that technical definition of 1 inch of snow on the ground. A lot of these areas might see a dusting of snow, and you might be able to find some lower amounts than that and call it a white Christmas. Either way, it's a long drive. You may want to catch a plane instead and head out to the Rockies, where you're almost guaranteed a chance of a white Christmas. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine for Fox 10's Next Weather.
Thank you so much, Matt, for that. Great report as always, and a lot of interesting information as well. Interesting to look at those chances up north. Switching gears now, a lot has happened today in the weather, so I want to start breaking that down. Weather, of course, will also do in some geology with this. If you haven't heard yet, there was a pretty significant earthquake that happened this morning off the coast of California, a 7.0. Let's go to our live earthquake tracker. There was a tsunami warning that was issued with this. We pushed that out on social media on the Fox 10 Facebook page. Good news is that has been canceled and there is no tsunami threat for the West Coast. But I wanted to bring this up and mention that this happened. So this is the earthquake tracker for the West Coast, and we'll kind of zoom around here. So the main earthquake, and let me make sure I'm on the right earthquake tracker, because it looks like we've had some larger aftershocks here. I'm going to pull in our 12-hour earthquake tracker real quick. And we're going to look at this because we've had plenty of aftershocks after the main earthquake. The main earthquake was a 7.0, initially 7.3 earthquake. So zooming in, this is off the coast of Northern California, about 45 miles to the southwest of Eureka, California. And that big yellow circle, those happened over an hour ago at this point. They're well over an hour ago at this point, actually. Those yellow circles are some of the bigger ones. They're strength by size there. And we'll query the one that was the main earthquake that prompted this tsunami warning. Just want to mention this because it's kind of bigger news. It made a lot of news out the west coast. A 7.0 now corrected earthquake. Depth of only 6 miles at 10:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There were other very strong earthquakes. A 1 mile depth 7:44 a.m. earthquake of 7.0 just off the coast there. This is off of Eureka, California. It prompted a tsunami warning. Thankfully, we have not seen any reports of that. However, we have seen reports of some damage in Northern California because of the earthquake itself, not because of a related tsunami. So that is good to hear. They're expecting aftershocks to continue over the next little bit here in Northern California, and maybe even over the next few days continue with aftershocks. And if I zoom out on the earthquake tracker, you can see that there are a few smaller aftershocks around that epicenter where the main earthquake was. That is what you would typically expect with a more significant earthquake like this. Again, no tsunami threat for the west coast now, but as it was a little scary for a little while when we had a 7.0 this morning off the coast of California. It did prompt that tsunami warning. They were quick to cancel it as they were looking at the data and seeing that no tsunami had occurred. So that's the issue there off the west coast, kind of a scare this morning. Thankfully, not having to deal with any earthquakes or tsunamis here. I do want to get to our local forecast, talking about what's going on. Of course, we've had rain this morning, also cooling conditions. As we go over the next few hours, we'll continue to cool down. We have some rain falling right now at Mobile Regional Airport. It's 53 degrees. I'll take this full screen so you can see it. 53 degrees in Mobile with light rain falling there. Temperatures 53, 57 in Atlanta, 47 in Little Rock. Try to pick out where that cold front is, and it's pretty easy to see. Now, this is the main cold front. This is where all the big time cold air is. That is just off to our north in northern Alabama. If I highlight it, there it is. That's your main front right there. We'll zoom into it. Take a look at the temperatures across the southeast. And there's your front once again. You can see it is freezing right now in Nashville, 32 degrees. This colder air is going to be plunging down in here overnight tonight and really giving us some cool temperatures. Already cold air is working in. We had a trough and essentially a cold front that passed this morning, but the big front is coming later on, the kind of final push of Arctic air. You see temperatures in the 50s across our area right now, but hold on tight for this evening. Also, quick note about the rain. Showers will be getting out of here over the next few hours and as we head into tonight. Right now we do have a light rain that is falling in plenty of areas. That means for a lot of these events like Christmas tree lightings that are going on across our area tonight, just want to give you the heads up that we might still have just a couple sprinkles lingering around. There's a look at our Navigator Credit Union camera, Battleship Memorial Park camera. And you can see 58 degrees with the rain falling there. There's dolphins, a similar view. Very gloomy look out there. Winds out of the north as well, strong at 14 miles per hour. Wind is going to be an issue for us today because that's what's going to make it feel even cooler. 58 degrees and it feels like it's 58 right now, but get ready for tonight because as temperatures fall into the 40s, with those clouds around and maybe even a little bit of mist left over, it is going to feel even colder with a strong northerly wind. So 47 degrees at 9 p.m. in Daphne for the Daphne tree lighting. We're going to talk about more about that in the 3 p.m. show coming up in just a bit here. Also, Atmore tree lighting, 6:30, you can see temperatures falling into the 40s. Grab your jackets and maybe a windbreaker type situation because of stronger winds out there this evening. Then overnight tonight, things get really cold. This is kind of our big story for today and tonight and tomorrow. This is a cold weather advisory, a slight change from a wind chill advisory, which is an older alert that you might have been familiar with. They're consolidating all of those alerts under cold weather alerts, which makes complete sense. So it's a cold weather advisory. It's going to be very cold. It's going to feel very cold thanks to wind chill values all the way down to around 15 degrees possibly. Take a look at some of these numbers across our area. We'll start in Northwest Florida. 20 in Jay Century, Walnut Hill at 20, 21 in Cantonment tomorrow morning, 24 in Pensacola, 24 Fort Walton Beach, all the way down to the beach, guys. Hold on tight. It is going to be cold. Here's a look at Mobile and Baldwin counties. 23 in Mobile, 22 in Fairhope and Foley, 25 Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, 30 on Dauphin Island. This is the feels like temperature. In Mississippi, 20 in Leakesville, 19 in Loosedale, 20 in Hurley, 24 in Pascagoula and Ocean Springs. Get ready for the chill in Mississippi. And of course, the focus is those inland areas where, look at this, temperatures in the teens. 15 in Thomasville, 17 in Monroeville, 19 in Repton, Castleberry, Evergreen, and 20 in Bruton. Looking at Washington County, 17 in Millery, 19 in Chatham. This is the number officially for 7 a.m. That's the, if you will, data time for this particular look at the numbers. So 7 a.m. temperatures feeling like the teens. Be ready for it. Low temperatures stay low over the next few days. Not as low as the teens. Friday morning is our coldest morning, but we stay cool all the way through about Sunday morning. Then temperatures shoot up during the day on Sunday to around 70 degrees. And then things change in our forecast. Look at how mild Monday and Tuesday are, with temperatures in the 60s for morning lows. This comes with a rain chance. A front stalls over our area and we get rain for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the possibility of maybe 2-3 inches with this. Finally, the front will get around here and pass through on Wednesday, bringing cooler air in after that. Rain chances over the next 7 days, they go up 70, 60, 50 for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That's our next big thing that we're tracking, the rain chance there. Here in the 7-day outlook, you can see we are calm and cold Friday and Saturday, mostly sunny skies on Friday. Then we get to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with rain in the forecast. Tune in for Fox 10 Live at 3 p.m. live from Daphne. We'll see you in about